welcome to Going Streaking, the only show where if you pop a boner while you're in sweatpants, we don't judge you. This is El Guapo, and with me today is my buddy Jed, and Seabass is joining the podcast today.
What's up, everybody? I hope y'all were able to recover from your itis on that Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, it's Black Friday. Woohoo!
Hello, everybody.
So, let's start off with Black Friday. Do you guys think it's racist that it's called Black Friday?
Unlike some ignorant people in our world, I actually know what the freaking term means, so no. Keep it short.
Okay. Well, today we're going to talk about a lot of things from pop culture. We're going to talk about Thor, Ragnarok, Justice League, Christmas movies, since it is the Christmas season now. And we're going to talk about some of the shit show that's been going on in Dallas and around the NFL. And
maybe
what else
some
are
NBA.
we talking about?
Maybe some NBA.
Maybe a little bit of NBA talk. You know, it's
poor Derrick Rose.
It's before the All-Star break, so it's nobody really gives a shit. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it.
Everybody grab a cold one and pop a squat, listen, and drink with us. Hopefully not driving though. That'd be kind of dangerous.
All right, so yesterday, I'm sure everybody was watching the NFL, Thanksgiving Day. Let's start with the first game, the Minnesota Vikings, the surprising 9-2 Minnesota Vikings.
With Case Keenum as their quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think Stevie Wonder could have saw that coming.
No, I don't think.
But are they contenders? Do you think the Minnesota Vikings have a chance to win the Super Bowl?
No.
None.
Honestly, I think if Sam Bradford was healthy, I would give them more legitimate chance. Maybe if they even give Teddy Bridgewater a chance, I would say. But Case Keenum, he's the pride and joy for Houston Cougars for a reason, and he's been a journeyman quarterback. Very seldom do you see a journeyman quarterback take a team to the Super Bowl, unless your name is Trent Dilfer.
I'll just say this. I actually worked with Case Keenum's cousin when I lived in Dallas.
Name drop.
But I think that Bridgewater, Sam Bradford, and Case Keenum are a product of the system. Minnesota they've been lapping at the heels of the greats for a while, of course. But I think that they're coming into their own. And I think that because Aaron Rodgers is out, I think they got a legit chance here. I think that they have as good a chance as anyone else to take it all the way. Now, Philadelphia is a beast. So they'd have to get past the Philadelphia train that's steaming down the line right now. But if they can get past that, I think it's wide open for them. I think they have a better chance than most.
I agree 100%, Seabass. I think the Vikings are definitely the dark horse in the NFC. And as a Cowboys fan, knowing that we don't stand a chance in hell of making the playoffs, I'm going to root for the Vikings to win it all just because seeing the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, it would just leave a nasty taste in my mouth.
Winning.
I think that I think I might change my colors, and I'd love to. I know this is last second, guys. I know that this is not planned, but I'd like to ask you guys to talk a little bit today about fans changing their teams.
Oh,
what is the process?
Bandwagoners?
Is it bandwagoning? Let's throw it out there. I'd love to hear your thoughts because I think that when your team wallows in mediocrity, like my team has for the past 25 years, maybe not 25, but 20 years, I think that you are allowed as a fan to finally be sick of it and file your divorce papers with that team and find a new team without being called a bandwagoner. Number one. Number two, is it considered bandwagoning if you elect to chase another team that isn't or that hasn't won recently? I think it's bandwagoning when you go after a team that all of a sudden now they're good. Mm-hmm. For example, if I were to become a Houston Texans fan, that'd be bandwagoning because they sucked forever. But
they
now
still suck now.
Well, they're much better than they were, and they're better than
Deshaun
my team.
Watson had them on track.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, he's not playing right now, so I guess it's in a warm area because they know where the promise is at. They've had an appetizer.
Definitely great.
So what you're saying is that gray area, you can make the argument if Seabass were to jump to the Texans, it'd be kind of a push.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. But you know what? I think this is a great subject because think about it. You basically compared it to a marriage. You know, with sports, a lot of these teams that
it's one-sided, right?
Oh no, but think. Well, yeah, it can be. Think about it. You know, me personally, I was raised out of the womb to be a Dallas Cowboys fan and to be a San Antonio Spurs fan. So it's
like baptism.
That's the religion that I was, thrown into.
And maybe that's my out because I wasn't. My father is a Redskins and a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so technically I don't have that historic.
Maybe you should go Pittsburgh.
Thing.
At least you're winning there.
I'm going Pittsburgh, but maybe that gives me the latitude to make this change. Now, and I'll just say this and then I'll back out and I'll let you guys talk. I have a cousin who was a diehard Cowboys fan, and it was over a Thanksgiving game where they pissed us off so badly. I think this was about 3 years ago. They pissed us off so badly that he said, F it, I'm switching. And he became diehard Texans that day and has not looked back since. Now, all of our circle, they don't say anything to him. He is known as the Texans fan. So maybe it's just a time thing.
Well, I know a guy who was a diehard Knicks fan for like 20 years. He says, fuck it. As long as James Dolan was the owner, he's no longer going to be a Knicks fan. And he basically put other 30 teams' names in there and drew out a hat, and he drew Toronto Raptors. So he drew Toronto Raptors. So,
which, I don't know if there's really a bandwagon following there, so I guess you couldn't be accused of that.
If it were 2 years ago, there'd be a bandwagon.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's okay. It's okay to switch teams as long as it's not like a Golden State scenario where Golden State sucked for years. Yeah. Now they're awesome. And it's like, oh, I've always been a Golden State fan. It's like bullshit. Right. You probably don't even remember when Antoine Jameson was their best player in the early 2000s.
David Lee also.
Bullshit, man. So to me, it's like, remember when Don Nelson had Baron Davis and Action Steven Jackson and they upset the Mavs?
Or Monte Ellis.
I was actually rooting for the Warriors that year just because I hate the Mavs, and I was, glad to see them upset them.
Maybe Seabass, you shouldn't do this. Maybe you should still be a Cowboys fan and do what I do. I'm a diehard Jets fan, but I always have a second team. It's not my bandwagon team. I choose a team from the other conference that I root for. I root for the Carolina Panthers.
I like that. And to that would keep me from catching heat from Cowboys fans, because I can make the argument, well, look, fucking Jerry Jones is ruining the team. He's been ruining it for years, and now we just are taking everyone's money and we're putting a great team individually on the field, but our coaching staff is keeping the team in the shit. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I like your idea. And so I need to come up with what my secondary team is. The only problem is that my secondary team
has to be in the other conference, and don't choose New England, or else I'll choke you.
No, not at all. Well, I didn't even know about the rule that it has to be in another conference. That makes things difficult. I guess I could say the Browns.
No.
Well, I wouldn't be a freaking bandwagon jumper then, right?
You'll be in an AA meeting for the rest of your life.
But you are one pathetic loser.
The Browns.
Well, let me tell you why I'm thinking the Browns.
Don't choose.
I'll tell you why.
You're better off choosing the Chargers.
Because the Browns, at least they're trying. They're failing, but they're trying.
What?
Oh man, I don't know, man.
The Browns, they tried this whole Moneyball thing for football. And it's failing spectacularly.
Even Charlie Brown tried to kick a football once or twice and missed every single time.
I have to admit, though, that I like that at least they're trying stuff. They're not wallowing in being mediocre. Now, granted, everything they do is a step in the right direction because they just, historically suck. But at least they're trying stuff.
Try the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like them, but no.
That'd be banging.
No, let me tell you why the Jacksonville Jaguars is not a good pick. Because they are on an upswing. Now it's sexy to like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They still need a quarterback.
They do, but it's sexy to like them, and they've won some good games.
Yeah.
Now, if I had picked the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 years ago,
Yeah.
They were just like the Browns.
I still don't know if it's sexy, man. I mean, if you became a
Their
Jaguars
defense
fan,
is like...
yeah, their defense is legit because they've spent a lot of money. They've spent a lot of draft picks.
What about the Colts? It's a great time to pick them now.
Now would be a good time to pick the Colts.
Right?
If you're jumping ship, now's the time.
That's just the shit show. The Colts.
But I can't do the Colts because I can't stand Indianapolis. I can't stand the state.
Homo Mike Pence. Fuck that shit.
I can't stand the whole state of Indiana. I experienced some real racist stuff when I was in Indianapolis for the Super Bowl, and I'll never forgive the state for that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Ass way.
What about, okay, since we're sticking with the AFC, and that's the only way to think about it here, what about the Oakland Raiders? Soon to be Las Vegas.
Too sexy.
Las Vegas?
Too sexy.
Get that Las Vegas game
I
going.
love that, but it's too sexy.
Well, I know Seabass and I were secretly hoping for the Raiders to come to San Antonio, and then that probably would have. I think I can speak for both of us. That would have pushed us over the edge.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, all right. So, what about the people who can never sell out a stadium, the Chargers?
You know what? I love their uniforms. Like, I actually really like Phillip Rivers. Like, I like him.
You can always
I've always
get season
liked
tickets there. They can't sell
And
out.
to me, their uniforms, I think they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I like loud shit, so.
Or I could say, my gangrene, since you lived in New York for a little bit.
I like what you're saying. Let me tell you why I can't root for the Jets.
And you like planes. Come on,
I
man.
love planes.
It's like...
I can't root for the Jets because of Joe Namath. I cannot root for the Jets.
What?
Because I can't stand Joe Namath. He just pisses
Joe
me off.
Namath, he tried to make out with Susie Colbert on TV. I love him for that.
I just can't stand the man. And as a consequence, because of his affiliation with the Jets, I can't do it.
Damn.
And I know that sounds real petty. That sounds real picking the team for the uniforms in quotations. But I can't. The man just pisses me off. Can't handle it.
Hold
Listen,
on.
I was rooting
here's
for
the
the
clip.
Jets when S.M. Mark Sanchez was there.
Yeah, here's the clip of Joe Namath, wanted to.
I believe everything that anyone else has watched Chad play impresses me. The same thing impresses them.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
I could care less about this team struggling.
Hey, listen, he's sticking with what works, man. The guy apparently got a lot of vagina back in the 60s. So
But just that one line, I want to kiss you.
I mean...
You can't say that's assault. He just expressed
He
it.
asked, right? He said, I want to kiss you.
And if she
Or maybe he made a statement. I don't know if that was asking. But he didn't just go for it.
No.
Yeah. Pull the recording.
I appreciate the offer, but I think right now,
Dolphins.
as I go through the... Dolphins is a nice pick. I kind of like that too.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Nope, don't like color. I gotta stick with my Browns. I think I'm sticking with my Browns as my backup.
So you're gonna stick with Charlie Brown with Deshaun Kaiser as their quarterback, and the infamous Baylor wide receiver himself we were talking about earlier. What's his name? Yeah,
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
You suck, you jackass.
Josh Gordon, who just goes to games high or drunk and
Now-
performs like a boss.
I will say this. Part of the reason why I'm picking the Browns is because my entire family's from Ohio.
Makes sense.
And fuck the Bengals.
What?
So, I think that I might have to go Browns, guys.
Your whole family's from Ohio.
Yes.
I just learned something about you. I
Yes, man.
feel for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man.
I might have to go Browns. Seriously.
Am I gonna see you with
The Browns jersey?
Peyton Hillis Browns jersey?
No, I'm going to go get a damn Manziel jersey.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Off of clearance rack.
Well, I know. It's cheap now. You can get a good NFL grade jersey for like $8.
Yeah. Get
Well-
the orange one. No one ever buys the orange.
Sticking with the NFL, who's the boss in Dallas? Is Jerry Jones still running the team? Is Stephen Jones secretly running things from behind, but letting Jerry think he has control. Is Jason Garrett going to last the season? Will he make it to next season?
I think that Stephen Jones is running the team. He's letting Jerry think he runs the team. Unfortunately, Stephen Jones is just as fucking crazy as his daddy. And as a consequence, Jason Garrett is going to still be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, at least throughout the end of this season. And that, in my humble opinion, is the worst decision that could ever be made. Jason Garrett needs to be fired like today. Mm-hmm. And we need to start all over again. But the Cowboys being the Cowboys, they got a cowboy. Yeah. Which means that they're going to be shitty and finish the year mediocre, probably about 8-8. And we'll just continue to drive on.
In the first round.
Exactly. They won't even draft a goddamn secondary like they need to. And that'll be the end of it.
Was it I think the Cowboys are the only team in the NFL that have more losses off the field than they do have on the field. You got Jerry Jones losing to all other owners in the NFL right now because of him fighting Roger Goodell. We got him losing money because Papa John's pizza sales are going down.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is just... He's, by the way, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but he's definitely my crying Jordan for the week. Yeah. Because Jerry Jones is just fucking up monumentally.
Y'all lost Zeke Elliott. Y'all... Ooh, man. I think y'all lost the offensive line. Soon you're going to lose your quarterback because y'all can't protect his ass.
No, it's a shit show all around, man. At this point, as a fan of the team... I'm rooting for them to lose every single game for the rest of the season so that they can go 5-11 and hopefully get a decent draft pick. And ultimately, I hope it leads to the firing of the entire coaching staff. But knowing the way Jerry operates, he's probably going to keep his son, Jason Garrett, around. And we'll be facing the music again next year.
Glad Jay.
Like right now, if I were to look at the NFL draft and the season ended today, the Dallas Cowboys would be right smack in the middle of the draft. They'll have the 15th pick. And I think a lot of the good talent would be gone. Well, there'd be always good talent in the draft. Well, I'm just saying the sexy picks, like the Saquon Barkleys of the world, or the Josh Rosens or Josh Allens of the world. You know? So, and it's kind of sad that you lost Maurice Claiborne last year to free agency.
Yeah, but did he get hurt again?
No, he's still playing. It's week, 12?
I thought he got hurt. I would have sworn
he was out one game, sprained his ankle. That's about it. But he's been playing majority of the season.
But he stayed hurt. He was always hurt, right? We're talking about
No, but he's gotten hurt for y'all.
The LSU
and
guy, right?
Was out the rest of the year. That's how he's with y'all.
LSU guy, right?
Yes, Maurice Claiborne.
Yeah, no, he always was hurt. Even his rookie year, he was hurt. He plays, he gets hurt, and he's out. No, he can stay away. He was a liability in my opinion.
You guys got to get Jonathan Joseph from the Houston Texans next year.
I'm gonna put it out there, and judge me if you want to, fellas. But this is how I feel. This is how strong I feel about my Dallas Cowboys.
Get a safety?
They fucking lose next week, and I'm not going to get a backup team to love. I'm going all in on the Browns. That's it. It's over. I'm a Browns fan.
I'm sure Gus would be happy to hear you say that.
Well, he might be.
Yeah. You want to get your son a nice little Deshaun Kaiser jersey?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
You're going to go down, dog pound on it?
Yes.
Dilly. To the pit of misery! Dilly.
No shit. Right. Well, Dallas is the pit of misery right now. Again, it's a shit show. That's 3 games in a row now that they've lost by at least 20 points. I actually read a stat that showed that has not happened since 1960 when the team first came about. So they're making history for all the wrong reasons right now. And there's way too much talent on that team. Even if you hate the Dallas Cowboys, you can still look at that roster and say they have more talent than to put up 6 fucking points in a game. Mm-hmm. So
your next 2 games are against division opponents. Next week, Thursday, you got the Redskins,
who they beat a few weeks ago,
and then you have the amazing 1-0 for the last 1 week The New York Giants. Oh, wait, they lost yesterday. My bad, never mind.
And they also lost to the Cowboys. But here's the thing. At this point, do the Cowboys give a shit? I mean, to me, I saw a team yesterday that clearly quit on their head coach. They just didn't seem to care.
Yeah, can you guys get any wins out of here? You got the Redskins next week, Giants the following week. Then you have the Raiders.
And they're not playing well right now, but still.
Then you are hosting the Seahawks.
That's an L.
And then you are going to Philly.
Now
Week
they're
17.
saying that they'll probably be playing their backups because they'll have it wrapped up by then. But knowing Philly, they're still going to try and run up the score on the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys.
Yep.
So I guarantee you they'll put in Nick Foles in there, their backup, and he'll shred them apart and it'll be an ass-kicking. So realistically, if I had to pick one game on that schedule that they could win, it's the Giants. Other than that, I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a field day with them because they're going to be in Washington. And, the only game I see them having a chance at winning is the Giants. And that's because they're just so shitty. But at this point, I could see them losing every single game. But if I had to give them credit for one, that would be it.
Yep. Well, we just got to start thinking positive, all right?
Nope, we don't. I'm going Browns. It's over.
But you know,
let them lose.
here's the
I
whole thing.
dare Cowboys to lose next week or next
At least.
Thursday.
Wait, so
Dare 'em.
if the Browns start winning, does that disappoint you?
Because I will be a fan then. And I'll be happy. I'm going Browns. Fuck.
What if they're relocated to San Antonio?
The
That'd be
Cleveland
even better.
Browns?
That'd be even better.
Oh, listen, anybody can move here, and I would be, they'd be my team. I'm a hometown kind of guy.
Yeah.
Now, listen, when it comes to baseball, it's a little different because we don't have a baseball team here in San Antonio.
What about the missions?
Oh, well,
Pro
that doesn't count.
I mean, one day ball.
Now, I told you the reason why I root for the Cubs is because they used to be part of the farm system back in the day. My dad got to meet a lot of the players, and my grandfather was a big Cubs fan, and they've always been my NL team. Now, as for my American League team, I really like the Rangers. That was my AL team, but
Raise our mind.
But at this point, if the Rangers,
Damn it.
that sounded wrong. They were playing a baseball game against each other. I think I would have to go Cubs. I think I've just been all in on them, and if the Cubs won, that's who I'd root. I'd be extremely happy. But if the Rangers won, it would be bittersweet. It'd be like, well, that's cool, but shit,
Yeah.
So I think the point is, it is possible to have two teams and not be a bandwagoner. I think we can all agree on that.
I agree. Well, just to let you guys know, you two, I don't know, some of your teams cross lines, but you cheer for different teams in different sports, have been able to be excited to cheer for your team to win a championship. I am still, for the last 31 years of my life, have not been able to be excited for my team.
I like the way you said last, like you have more years other than the 31 years. Just saying.
Yeah. I would say the Mets won in October when I was 2 months old, and that's about it. And I wasn't even able to lift a foam finger at that
Well,
time.
I think you still got to take it. You were alive.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, let's switch it up. What's the next thing on the menu?
I think the next thing is pop culture. So, we did see Justice League. At least Jed and I saw that.
I saw a good amount of it, I guess.
Jed passed out because he was on drugs. Not because the movie was bad. But I'll say this. If you go in with the expectation that you're going to see Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, Batman, Superman on screen all together, and you're just looking for some action and some occasional Joss Whedon humor, you're going to like it. Not saying you're going to love it, but you're going to like it. You're going to at least be entertained. If you're going in expecting to see the Avengers or something that Marvel has done that you really liked, you're probably going to be disappointed. So it's all about your expectations, setting them accordingly. But if you just go in wanting to have a good time, get entertained, then I think you're going to be very happy.
Well, from what I saw, the whole action beginning, especially when they harken back to the Amazonians and they told a little story about the Atlanteans and their relevance with everything. Shoot, there was a wink and a nod to the Green Lantern in the whole movie. I thought idea-wise, it was pretty good. From what I saw, it's just the matter of putting everything together and me as a viewer caring for the characters.
Yeah.
I really didn't get too upset if one of them died. They really didn't. Maybe probably only Flash because he was trying to do something for.
And he was the comic relief.
And he was a comic relief, yeah. And he was the youngest. Maybe I cared. Dark Knight, they showed that he was a little bit human, obviously. And the constant joke about him being rich, his superpower, got really old.
But what about Wonder Woman?
Huh?
Seeing those ass cheeks. No, seriously, I'm not trying to sound like a pig here. There were scenes where she's sliding around, the skirt pops up, and
Lois Lane was hot in that movie.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, Amy Adams, she's a good-looking woman, but you put Gal Gadot, Amy Adams, I'm going Gal all day long.
Hey, I go redhead because they got kissed by fire, so...
Well, go date a couple of redheads and then talk to me. Because I've been down that road many a time, sir.
Down that road?
You can interpret that how you want to interpret it.
No, speaking of which, I know, totally left turn here, totally out of what we're talking about, but I recently saw Superman versus Batman again, Dawn of Justice, and
that movie's better than this one.
I have a whole new appreciation for Amy Adams' tub scene.
Ooh, yeah.
You could see a lot more than I thought you could see, and I was very impressed.
You put it in slow-mo?
I kind of did.
Well, Justice League is better than Batman v Superman by a country mile.
Good.
Like it's not even close.
Well, there's pieces in Batman vs Superman of Justice League, that movie. You'll see there's like tie-ins.
Oh yeah, of course.
And there's also going to be future movies that are tied into that movie as well, especially during Bruce Wayne's flashback scenes.
But going into another movie that came out recently, Thor Ragnarok.
Well, before you get into that, what do you think of the end credit scenes?
Oh, I loved them. I thought seeing Flash and the Superman race was a nice homage to the comics.
Yes.
And just the whole joke about Barry having to buy everyone brunch if he lost, I thought was a good callback to a joke from earlier in the film about his hatred for brunch.
Yeah.
So I really liked that.
Yeah. And, sorry Seabass, spoiler here.
Getting to see Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That guy's banging Sofia Vergara on the regular.
Yeah. All in the reg. And we got to see another cameo of Lex Luthor.
Oh, really? He's back in it?
I gotta be honest. I still don't like that casting. I tried to go in with an open mind with Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but no, I would have said Kevin Spacey would have been a better choice, but then he would have been grabbing Superman on the dick. So it's probably best it didn't happen.
Superman's bitch. Fuck me till you love me.
Actually, I think Bryan Cranston would have been an awesome Lex Luthor, but
I agree. I agree.
I think they really missed the boat with that one. But anyways,
well, who do you think they add to the Legion of Doom?
Well, I mean, they already showed it's going to be Deathstroke. I would imagine it's going to be someone from the Suicide Squad.
You think it'd be Will Smith?
Oh God, I hope not.
Really, I liked his role.
Well, you can't have two Batman villains. That is true.
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
So Lex is already a Superman villain.
I would assume the Joker.
So who's a villain that can compete with Cyborg? Who would you say? Brainiac?
Yeah, but Brainiac, that's that's going to be like a big bad that everyone's going to have to fight, man. Brainiac's got his own agenda.
Yeah.
So
Then you got Reverse Flash. That's obvious for Flash. Totally obvious.
yeah, so
Would you bring Green Arrow just to put a wink and nod?
I think that would be cool.
Oliver Queen?
I think so.
Holler at me when y'all get to Marvel.
All right. Well, let's move on to Thor Ragnarok.
Damn it.
Okay, so Taika Waititi.
Hold on. I gotta do this.
I love the guy. He's from New Zealand, and he played the best character in the film. Not only did he direct, but he played my favorite character, Korg, who was the comic relief. And I think just a character that he stole every scene he was in. Oh, there we go. And then this song was in the movie, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And Tessa Thompson, ooh. Kate Blanchett, ooh. Sneaky all day long. Never be the same.
They revealed the true Hulk in this movie.
Hey, and then you saw Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, as the Grand Master. I feel like Jeff Goldblum plays himself in every movie.
I agree. But there's nothing wrong with that.
And but it's great because
Who's the chick that was with him? Other than Scrapper 148, which is Tessa Thompson, and I would say the more butch chick. I forgot her name.
oh, I forgot her name, but yeah, she didn't do it. For
She was
me.
actually pretty funny though, in my opinion.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she was pretty hot. I'm like, oh man, were you drinking a bunch of Colt 45s? I mean, shit.
No, the one moment where they screw up. Tessa Thompson's character screws up, and so does Loki. And she says, "You know what happens when you guys screw up, right?" And she's getting ready to incinerate us. What the? All they do is just fuck up. Come on,
Yeah.
that's too extreme. We'll dial it back.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum, man, you gotta love him. But overall, in my opinion, it's the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
More better than Guardians of the
Yes,
Galaxy.
Guardians was
you loved
my
it.
best, but this has now unseated Guardians as my all-time favorite.
And we're talking about Marvel Studios and not just overall Marvel side of the
Not Marvel
superhero
license.
universe.
I'm talking Marvel Studios.
Marvel Disney Studios. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for me, all of these Marvel films, going back to Iron Man.
The original.
But, so this is, we're talking X-Men and all that stuff too?
No.
No. Just
That's
with
Fox.
Marvel Studios.
Okay, gotcha.
So for me,
MCU.
Thor Ragnarok was
Wasn't
basically
Deadpool
No.
a throwback
It
to
is,
the
but it's Fox.
1980s comedy.
Yeah,
An action comedy, like a Lethal Weapon,
gotcha.
where, it's like a not a buddy cop, but you got your two buddies, Thor and the Hulk, or Bruce Banner, and they're just trying to get shit done, man. And it's just hilarity ensues, but of course there's a little bit of drama, action, but for the most part, the movie's a fucking comedy. And I love comedy. So you throw in action and comedy, where it's like action, comedy. I'm all in.
And this movie is actually the beginning of a 3-part storyline of the Hulk and Bruce Banner. And I'm guessing this may be, spoiler here, close your ears, Seabass, it may be the beginning of the end of Bruce Banner.
That sucks, because I really like Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. But I will say this, the women in the movie, Tessa Thompson and Kate Blanchett, it's definitely might be a good movie when it comes out to Blu-ray to watch with your pants down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's hot about Tessa Thompson is the fact that she can just chug an entire pint glass of whiskey in this movie. Like, that's incredible. There's too much drinking in this movie.
Too
For
much?
Disney.
Is there ever too much drinking?
No, yeah, they do drink a lot in the movie.
I'm like dry now.
Yeah. Like, freaking Thor's drinking, 3 pint glasses full when he's visiting Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange, oof.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange has an appearance. What are you saying, Doctor Strange? Ooh, like you got a hard on by seeing Doctor Strange.
Hey,
He's
man,
awful
Master
excited
of the
about it.
Universe, Doctor Strange. He's actually my favorite Avenger, just letting you know.
Really?
Yeah. He's the most powerful of them all.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah. Look how easy he was able to defeat Loki.
That's true. But the point is,
He
Black
doesn't
Widow's
defeat
my
Loki.
favorite Avenger.
Oh God, get the fuck out.
She's got there's three big reasons why I like her.
1, 2, 3, or
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
my favorite Avenger. And sorry, I got to get all militant here.
You can go
My
with
favorite
Ant-Man.
hero.
Captain America?
No,
Oh.
fuck both of
The
them.
Falcon.
No, not at all. My favorite Avenger is Captain Marvel, but not the blue-eyed blonde Captain Marvel.
Male or female?
Female.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that Brie Larson's going to be playing.
Yeah,
she's a sneaky.
no, not her. Nope.
Talking about the little black girl?
The black woman.
Oh, man.
Captain
The one
Marvel.
who gets a big hand and shit? Like, her head gets big.
No. Her power was that she can convert things to energy and light.
Yeah.
Right? And she was actually the leader of the Avengers for a while in the comic books.
Yeah.
And she was awesome. But she never gets any airplay. No one ever talks about the fact that this woman led the Avengers for a
Well,
little
wait
bit.
until 2019 when she gets her first movie.
That won't be her. It's the blue-eyed. There's two different Captain Marvels.
Yeah.
You're talking about the blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl with the red, white, and blue
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah, it's Brie
No.
Larson. Yeah, she's
No.
going to play that.
This Captain Marvel, she had a white and black uniform and an afro, and it was awesome.
That does sound awesome.
I'm gonna find a picture of her.
So
I
let me
know-
ask you this. Are you guys excited for Black Panther?
Yes. Oh yes.
I'm just pissed off that it's coming out on, in February. Their choice was to put it on National African American History Month.
So would you have been upset if it was released on MLK Day? Well, you're saying you're pissed that it's coming out in February, so I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to admit, dude, the preview was very geared towards the African American audience.
Yeah, like if Captain America came out on Memorial Day, did it? Or did it came out 4th of July?
Probably.
I would be like, okay, this makes sense.
So do you think you have to be black to appreciate Black Panther?
No.
No, he's kind of a badass. And Civil.
He's
not
the
Civil
richest
War.
Avenger.
He's the richest? More than Stark?
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that. Well,
he's the
he's
king?
like king of a kingdom.
He's king of a kingdom, and they have adamantium, which they don't call adamantium in this.
Because that's Wolverine.
Yeah. So what was the brain fart here? What's the shield named built out of in this? No, it's supposed to be adamantium, but it's not in the MCU. It's something else. Vibranium.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they got vibranium here, and they have that they're mining and selling and making weapons out of. What's up?
Quick update.
Suck
Okay.
up.
Captain Marvel. The character's name was Monica Rambeau. She started out as Captain Marvel. They have since retconned her, and now she goes by Spectrum.
Comcast Spectrum.
Well, you want to know why? You want to know why they did that? I bet because they got this blue-eyed, blonde-haired Captain Marvel coming out. They can't have this sister back in the days being go by Captain Marvel. Just saying.
Well, maybe they're going to introduce her Spectrum sooner rather than later.
And I call bullshit, Mr. Handman. They should have had her be Captain Marvel and change someone else's name because this woman was the shit. Sorry, y'all go on. Talk about yourself.
Well, hey, the black Spider-Man might show up part of the MCU too.
I hope so, because the white Spider-Man sucks.
Really? I like him.
I didn't even see the movie, but I have no desire to.
What, Homecoming?
I had no desire to.
You would
I'd appreciate Keaton, but outside Keaton,
he was a great villain.
I'm sure he was. But this Peter Parker, he just seems like a schoolboy bitch.
What I like about him is that he is Peter Parker. Peter Parker was a schoolboy bitch.
But Tobey Maguire
Tom Carr
was a better schoolboy bitch.
No,
than
this
Tom
This
Holland.
was a grown ass man playing a schoolboy bitch.
Spider-Man Homecoming was probably the most truest of all Spider-Man movies.
I still like Tobey Maguire better.
No, like you really get a sense of the fact that it takes place in high school, and you think that they're high school kids. It reminds me of those days where those classic 80s movies where you had Pretty in Pink and you had Breakfast Club. It's truthfully like that. So you should give.
All
it a
right,
try.
well, I'll check it out someday.
Especially
or maybe I'll
the
just
way
move
that
on with
they,
my life. I don't know.
especially when they Easter egg Spidey's new suit. Which, did you see it? Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Spider-Man has a new suit that he doesn't wear. That's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
That he probably is gonna be wearing in Infinity War for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah. He was offered a role in the Avengers and he turned it down. Can you believe that?
Oh, at the end of the movie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then he probably gets forced into it, I would imagine.
Probably, I don't know.
Well, they already showed him in the damn trailer for Infinity War, so...
Yeah.
There's a trailer for Infinity War already?
Well, it's like leaked and, you know...
Is it more of them showing the first day of filming? Because I saw that bullshit.
No. You can see it on YouTube. It got leaked.
Well, I told you this, that the one character that they haven't really said too much about that actually has a big role in Infinity War, and Seabass, since you being a big comic buff, should know this, is Adam Warlock.
See, I don't know that. People keep talking to this guy. I know he was like one of the gold people at the end of the goddamn movie, but I never read that comic book. I don't know anything about it.
No, Adam Warlock is the one guy that him and the Silver Surfer saved the day, since they don't have the rights to the fucking Silver Surfer. So
Sure.
you gotta make sure you include Adam Warlock. He probably won't be in Infinity War 1. He's gonna probably be in Infinity War 2, and ends up the man who holds up the Infinity Gauntlet after the whole Infinity War comic series is over. So hopefully if they stay truthful, it'll be that. But the funny thing is, if Disney and Marvel and CU stay consistent, and everybody's scared that the series is gonna be over when Infinity War is done. No, if they know truthfully about the whole Infinity War saga, there's another big storyline afterwards, which is the Infinity Crusade.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, and who ends up being the villain? Adam Warlock.
I thought you were going to say Adam West.
Oh.
Adam Warlock, who ended up being a good guy in the Infinity War, ends up being the main villain. And there's some characters who actually have Infinity Stones that have been introduced in this whole MCU universe that ends up getting it after the Infinity Wars. One of them being Gamora. Alright, just letting you know. One of them being Vision, who gets his back and keeps his. Just letting you know. So, it's going to be kind of interesting.
Well, staying on the topic of pop culture and probably wrapping it up, Seabass asked Mark Hamill on Twitter, Luke is stranded for decades with a skeletal mechanical hand. How did he, take matters into his own hand, so to speak? And I think that's a legitimate question. I know he's a Jedi, but being alone on that island, given it was his right hand, being mechanical fucking robot hand.
Considering you're freaky enough to make out with your sister.
Yeah. So with that being said, did he use the left? Did he have to learn to use with the left? Or did he use the Force to jerk himself off? What do you guys think?
I think...
He didn't respond, so...
He did not. Coward. Here's what I think. I think that if you are a Jedi, you're going to use whatever you have at your disposal. So let's look at things. You can't use your right hand, right? Because that would hurt, right? Because you got the skeletal, metal, cold hand. That can't be comfortable.
And no lube.
And no lube. Well, you might have lube. You never know. Now, you can use your other hand, but anyone who's ever tried the other hand knows that just sucks.
It's not possible.
So
it's
if
really
you
not.
have the ability to mimic either your good hand or something else, a mouth or whatever, on your junk, you do it, right? Well, this man happens to be a master of the Force. Yeah. So he can manipulate whatever he needs to manipulate to take matters into his own hands, so to speak.
But all he has is wildlife out there.
I'd use the Force. Use the Force.
Is that the dark side of the Force? Or the good
I would
side
say it's the dark side. Yet another example, or another argument for the dark side being the better side of the Force.
Yeah, think about it. If you could use the Force, you could literally use it on a chick and say, blow me.
You could. Now, would that be rape? Here we go.
Oh,
that's
man,
a
that's a
whole
real
different
question.
thing.
Well, because you made us, you asked, okay. Well, no, you're giving a command. You're saying blow me. But if she does it, obviously she's under the influence of the Force.
Yes. So
is she raped by you or is she raped by the Force?
I would say by you, because it's the same as using a drug, right? A hypnol or something.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
you
a
can't
Mickey.
blame the drug if someone uses the drug on you. So I'd say that.
See, I think, honestly...
So it's not
this
the gun's
whole-
fault, it's the guy who shot the gun's
Yes.
fault.
See, this whole war that happens in the stars could all be resolved by one Jedi who just says, "Hey, guys, let's have a drink." No, and they start going pew pew pew. To instead, try to resolve everything, everybody go in peace. How about you use your powers and make everybody bust a nut? Everybody will be at ease.
It'd be right. That's right.
So even if Luke were to like go to the First Order Star Destroyer and say, everyone's gonna jerk off right now.
Rapist.
But he didn't touch them. They touched
He
themselves.
used a drug. He used a full. He used.
That was a
But
Captain
technically,
Phasma.
aren't they raping him themselves if they're jerking themselves off?
If he makes them do it, yes, it's rape.
Damn. But is it rape if they like it?
Yes,
Damn.
in my opinion.
Well,
Hey, and just imagine everybody when they're finished, they're at ease. All tension is gone. Are they wanting to destroy the world after that?
No.
Maybe a pack of Marlboro Lights would do instead.
Or they're in the hospital getting weight kits and trying to figure out who violated them.
see, I wish Mark Hamill listened to this podcast. I wonder how he'd feel about this discussion.
Yeah, we went and left a long time ago. I don't think he'd like it.
He'd
Make the
say, "You
world
guys
taste
need
good."
help." He'd say, "You guys need some help." And it's sad because we loved Carrie Fisher, and may she rest in peace. But a couple of days before she passed, my disturbed, sick ass mind,
Uh-oh.
I had proposed a question to these two gentlemen. I said, "Hey, Carrie Fisher, if she offered you a hand job while you got to see her tits, would you take it?" I think it was all unanimous. We said yes.
Absolutely.
And then 2 days later, she passed away.
You
And,
sick fuck.
and yeah, then I felt bad about even proposing the question because how the hell did I know? How did any of us know that was going to happen?
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't. I mean, you asked a question about whether or not you want to see her boobs. That's a whole different thing than she's going to die in 2 days.
I mean,
Now, if you pose that question, it's a sense of necrophilia. Which
No,
is
man.
totally
Carrie
wrong.
Fisher was still alive. The point is,
There are women who have been dead for a long time, but if I had a chance to see their boobs when they were alive, by all means, that doesn't mean I don't look at that as being disrespectful to the dead, right?
yeah, I mean, even Carrie Fisher now as an old lady, you'd still have to take it if she was alive. That is, it's like, and you could say Princess Leia gave you a hand job.
Well,
Not that many people can say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. Look,
She used her own force.
Yeah, and nobody, you don't have to tell them if it was her, recently or her in the 80s or 90s. It's like, hey, it happened.
yeah. I think you're good. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, I guess there's more games being played in the NFL this week. I'm kind of at the point where I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Like, because I'm a Cowboys fan, it's like, I mean, it's probably going to be Patriots and the fucking Eagles in the Super Bowl, probably.
Yeah, I see something.
And I hate both of those teams with a passion,
Might be
so
Patriots.
I don't give a shit.
Might be Patriots and Vikings.
Yeah.
I would love to see
No, I
Vikings
want Pittsburgh to kick their ass. Better.
Who's that?
Well, you and I, we had the Chiefs as our...
Yeah, but the Chiefs have been just...
Shit house.
Yeah, I mean...
They lost to the damn Giants.
They lost to the fucking Cowboys. I mean... So the Chiefs, I guess, they're not who we thought they were. So... I don't know, man. With that being said...
Are you ready to make your picks?
Ready to make my NFL picks?
No? What?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. If you want to go through the picks, I'll tell you.
We can make our picks now, and then we could talk Christmas movies afterwards.
Fair enough.
Okay, but I don't want to go into an analysis of our picks. I just kind of want to go a quick run through because at this point, dude, NFL's gonna NFL, man. It's just it's an ass whip.
So, Q and Sam Spence, and
Oh
we
my
shall
God,
go
Sam Spence.
into our NFL picks. With the first of the early games, we shall go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are visiting the Atlanta Falcons. Who you got, Seabass?
Falcons, easily.
Yeah.
Falcons easily. Okay. They are actually a 10-point favorite, so I easily would say Dante Freeman with about 2 touchdowns in this one.
All right.
Yeah. What about you?
Falcons, man.
All right. And correction, it's not Dante Freeman. Dante Freeman is a running back for the Texans, so I'm just talking about the other Freeman. All right. Next, we got the Carolina Panthers flying all the way from North Carolina to New Jersey to face Gang Green and the New York Jets. Who you got, Seabass?
Why are we even asking this question? Are you serious? Come on.
I think you got to go Carolina.
They're only a
Carolina all the way.
-6 favorite. Only -6.
Carolina all the way.
All right. What you got? Oh, Guapo.
You said
Yeah, Carolina Panthers, man.
Me being a sad Jets fan, wanting them to lose, I say the Jets ruin it for everybody and win, actually, this game.
But
And Greg Olsen will be back on this game.
but the Panthers are your backup team, so it's going to be kind of a win-win for you.
Yeah.
One of your teams is going to win.
Yes, exactly. You're right. Thank you.
So there you have it.
Yes. So, next game. Tennessee going to Indianapolis to face the Colts. Jacoby Brissett is still the starting
making
quarterback.
this too easy.
Dude, yeah.
Well, the Tennessee, Titans are only a -3 favorite.
You got to go Titans.
Titans all around.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Cincinnati Bengals, the state of Ohio. It's the Battle of Ohio.
I'm going with Cleveland Browns in the upset.
And Seabass' new Browns team.
And it's I'm going the Cleveland Browns winning the Battle of Ohio. This is going to be their Super Bowl.
Yep.
They're going to be amped for it.
Yep.
Going with the Browns.
Yeah.
Browns all the way.
I'm going against y'all. I think AJ Green and Andy Dalton actually get their shit together. They're -8 favorites, so I say Bengals.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right. The Chicago Bears fly east to Philadelphia to the
Man, this is going to be an ass whooping.
Eagles.
Man. We know the
Eagles are
gonna win.
-14 favorites for crying out loud. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
surprised it's not higher.
So am I.
Eagles all the way, and I hate saying that, but
So
it is what it is.
I'm rooting for the Eagles too.
I'm not rooting. That'd be hilarious if they lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not.
All right. The second to last of the 1 o'clock games, Tyrod Taylor got his job back, and he's going to be headed to the state of Missouri to face the sulking Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going with Tyrod Taylor and the Bills. He's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to go show the coaches and the ownership that he should have never been benched, and I look for him to have a big game.
Yeah. I think Shady McCoy is pretty excited Tyrod's back, so I think the Bills will win this game too and make the coach look like a piece of shit for making that decision with Nathan Peterman.
I think that Tyrod Taylor wants out. And I think Tyrod Taylor's like...
He's a free agent after this year, so...
He's going to go into the middle of the field, take down his uniform pants, and take a shit in the middle of the field and say, fuck y'all.
He's going to plant his own flag.
That's what I think he's going to do. He's
That's
like,
what he
fuck
should.
y'all. How the hell are you going to bench me for Peter Mann? How the fuck are you going to do that? No, Tyrod Taylor doesn't give a shit anymore. I'm saying Bill's losing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bills lose?
Yep.
Oh.
That's what
I
I
was going
say.
to say Tyrod Taylor's just going to say, fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
All right.
I'd be shocked if he even takes the field. I'd be like, no, fuck y'all.
He's going to take a knee.
Because people will sign him. He's playing good enough ball. He knows he can go somewhere else.
He's only had 3 picks, this season.
Yeah.
And they were against the Jets. Just to let you know. And Nathan Peterman had 5 picks in 1 half.
1 half. Now, if I'm Tyrod Taylor, I'm never playing for the Bills again. I'll be like, okay, look, I am
Deuces,
signed
bitches.
by you guys to play the rest of the season, but it's not going to be pretty.
Oh,
True.
man. All right. Next is a 4:05 game. It's the Seattle Seahawks are flying south for the winner against the San Francisco 49ers. Is this even a football game?
No.
Even though Seattle's only a -7 favorite.
You know,
Is
San
Jason
Francisco
Garoppolo
typically
playing?
plays them hard, but Seattle's going to win.
Is Jason Garoppolo gonna play?
You mean Jimmy?
Jimmy.
It'd be good. It'd be interesting to see him play.
It would be.
Haven't seen
It
him
may
yet.
have a better chance of winning.
They might, but I think Seattle's going to win this.
Oh yeah, I think Russell Wilson's gonna have a field day.
Yeah.
Eat a hot dog in the third quarter, probably.
Listen, the Cowboys beat the shit out of the 49ers.
Yeah, and we all know the Cowboys are.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Next, the 4:25 game is the New Orleans Saints are going to an empty LA Rams Home Depot Center.
You can't sleep on the Rams, but the Saints are on a roll.
Man, I'm going with the Rams.
Really?
Their home field is not really home
It
field.
doesn't matter what field they're playing on. The point is, they're balling right now. They've got a solid defense.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of weapons on offense.
Yep.
Goff is playing well.
Yes.
They've got Todd Gurley. I'm going the Rams.
I think the Saints, they got their mojo back.
Yeah. You know
got
what's
swagger.
crazy about the Saints? You would think Drew Brees, Saints, greatest show on turf right now.
Hadn't been that.
No. You know what it is? They got lightning and thunder when it comes to Melvin Ingram and Alvin Kamara. They got a running game right now. It's crazy.
Wait, Melvin Ingram plays for the Chargers, bro. You're talking about Melvin Ingram.
I got my Ingram.
You mean Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram. Damn it.
This is the vodka talk.
Rockets kicking in.
It's freaking Cinco Vodka made here in San...
Mark Ingram.
Well, I was close. At least I had an M.
I'm like, Melvin Ingram. I said, when did he switch to running back and go to the Saints?
Oh my
But no, you're right. The Saints, they're better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then another 4:25 game. We got the Denver Broncos facing division rivals Oakland, who is -5 favorite. This is going to be a mess of a game.
Where are they playing?
They're playing in Oakland.
Yeah,
Oakland.
Yeah, I'm picking Oakland on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is Marshawn Lynch going to play in this game? Or is...
Has he been suspended?
No, he's playing, but is he going to show up?
Oh, he'll
That's the
show up.
point.
He'll show
I
up.
think so.
He'll show up.
All right. So I agree. I'm going with Oakland because Denver don't have their shit together.
I mean, Brock Osweiler's quarterback.
No, he's not. He's not starting.
Are they putting Paxton Lynch
They
in?
announced, was it Simeon or
Simeon's back in?
No, it's
or-
Paxton Lynch.
is it Lynch?
Yes.
Yeah, they
You
announced it.
drafted him in round 1. You traded up to get him. So-
Memphis Pride right there.
Yeah, they announced it yesterday.
I think the coaches fucked up with Paxton Lynch. It's like, you know what? You invested this draft pick.
Yep.
You traded draft picks to
Yep.
get him. Ride with him.
Yep, exactly.
Fucking go back to Brock Osweiler. Are you fucking shitting me?
Right.
At least Paxton can show what he's learned from this season from watching those two shit shows.
I mean, yeah. Exactly.
Hey, next game, which I honestly think should have been on prime time, but it isn't. Jacksonville Jaguars fly over to Phoenix, Arizona to play the Cardinals. And
Prime time game? Really?
No, I wish it was. It's
Wow.
not.
But why?
Well, Jacksonville's a winning team, and Arizona has a winning record.
I don't know, man.
That's
Drew
the-
Stanton and Blake Bortles, that's not a sexy matchup at all.
Oh, we got
Those games
Adrian
where
Peterson.
It's on, and I might
Got-
doze in front of it and watch
You
it.
got Leonard Fournette, Adrian Peterson, two bell cow running backs.
That's true.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'll give you that.
Larry
But
Fitzgerald.
remember, this is a quarterback-driven league. And you got Drew Stanton and Blake Bortles.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
It's a game, and I don't even know who to pick on that one. I guess I'll go with Arizona.
I guess I'll go with the Jags.
Yeah, I'm going with Jags defense, man.
If,
They're the number
if,
one defense in
Palmer
the
was
league.
playing, I'd go with the Cards. But
Yeah. Jacksonville has like the number one defense in the league. It's just quite impressive.
Sure.
Tom Coughlin goes over there, brings his New York Giant attitude over there, and make them swashbucklers. All right, so the first primetime game, which happens on Sunday, it is going to be the Green Bay Packers at Pittsburgh,
well, that's
Pennsylvania.
going to be an ass-kicking. Steelers are going to beat them.
Steelers going to beat them like they stole something.
Oh yeah, this plain and simple. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
There is nothing to say. It's like,
Yeah. And then Monday, this is a terrible Monday Night Football matchup. It's the Houston Texans flying over to Baltimore to play the Ravens.
oh man, that is going to be a shit game.
I don't even know how to pick that.
Yeah, maybe if they had Ray Rice back, maybe the Ravens will have a chance and have a running game.
Man, I'm just gonna say Texans.
Really, I'm gonna go Ravens.
Tom Savage is playing.
Maybe he'll be a savage and put up some points. I don't know.
Because didn't oh shit, now his name
Flacco?
No.
Flacco for Flacco.
On the Texans, not Watt, but on the other side. What's that guy's name? Knocked the dude's head off in college. What's his name?
Oh gosh, dang!
It's like
number one overall pick.
Yes.
What the hell was his name, Jed?
What?
On the Texans, their outside linebacker.
Brian Cushing?
Oh.
No, the guy that had the dreads, their number one.
Clowney?
Pick.
Yeah,
Clowney.
David Clowney. Isn't he out too?
No, he's
I thought
playing.
he got hurt last week.
No, he's playing. He's active.
Really? No, I'm still gonna go Ravens.
Alright. Well then, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna give you guys to talk about the Dallas Cowboys Redskins game next Thursday.
I look at Kirk Cousins putting up some big numbers and
saying you like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be saying you like that into Jerry Jones's ear.
He's gonna be balling out next Thursday. It's the Redskins.
I actually hope for an ass whooping. I'm talking like 60-0. and yes, I know that sucks because it's the Redskins, but I need something bad to happen to get it through Jerry Jones' senile head that Jason Garrett is not the answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my take.
All right, so those are our picks. As we normally do, and usually it's our last topic to talk about, but since we are in the holiday festive mood now, it's time to share our favorite Christmas movies that we suggest our listeners to watch. So, with Charlie Brown playing here, we shall have everybody share.
All right, well, I'm going to go my top 3 of all time, Jingle All the Way, with Arnold, put that cookie down! And Elf and Home Alone. If you haven't seen those movies, fuck you.
Yeah. All right. Seabass? Nope.
Well, I don't have 3. I have a lot of favorite Christmas movies, but the number one fucking Christmas movie ever made, and you are a communist if you don't think the same way I do, is Die Hard. How the hell do you not look at Die Hard as the greatest, single most greatest Christmas movie ever created?
Yeah.
That's my take.
All right.
Lethal Weapon was also a Christmas movie, too.
Yes, it
Well,
was.
okay.
That one was up there.
That's in the equation, but Die Hard has everything you need. It has Christmas carols.
What about Batman Returns?
Hey, man, that was going to be my pick. So, my 3 favorite Christmas movies are Christmas movies that are not about Christmas.
No. A Christmas movie is a Christmas movie.
Well,
it don't matter what it's about. It either is a Christmas movie or it's not.
Batman Returns is in there.
Oh, yeah.
Then I have Gremlins.
Oh, that's big. I didn't think about Gremlins. But go on.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
one.
And then
BB Gates. Come on, man.
And then my third one I said before is Trading Places.
Fair enough. I can get behind that. But, nah, man. Sorry. You're all wrong. Die Hard.
You can't think of any other 2? What, Die Hard 2
I can
at
think
least?
of a ton of Christmas movies. But Die Hard is just, we're talking about the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Gotta be Die Hard, right? How's it not Die Hard?
Okay, action movie. Greatest Christmas action movie. I'll give you that.
No! Christmas movie! Because if you want to do this, okay, look. If we're gonna differentiate and say that Die Hard is a Christmas action movie, then the greatest Christmas movie is like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that claymation shit that came on TV. That's the greatest Christmas movie.
A Christmas Story, maybe. I don't know.
Christmas Story, okay, but the point I'm trying to make is that let's not blur the definition of a Christmas movie, okay? Christmas movie has to have Christmas carols and take place at Christmas.
The Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special was pretty awesome.
A Barry Murray Christmas.
And then I think Star Wars had Ewok Christmas or some shit there too, right?
Ewok Christmas?
So there's a couple of them out there, but for me, it gotta be, come on y'all, Die Hard.
Oh, man.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I just like watching stuff that are not even
But
real.
he really did die hard. Hans Gruber. I mean, he fell.
He had a pretty hard death.
He died in real life too.
He did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like in the second one, that guy I think had a harder death. The bad guy.
Yeah.
Played by
Hans had the hardest death.
I think his brother had a pretty bad death.
Hans' brother had
Die
a
Hard
pretty
with
bad
a Vengeance.
With a Vengeance. But in the second one, the guy that played what was his name? General.
That's the one that gets forgotten. The one that takes place in the airport.
General whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He had a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
What
he
about
was
Timothy
in an
Oliphant?
airplane taking off and got blown up.
How about Timothy Oliphant in the fourth, Die Hard movie? Takes
Live
place
Free or Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah.
Sure, remember how that guy died?
He was a hacker.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, I still want to see my Sister Act Die Hard crossover.
That'd be
Anybody
interesting.
is out there with connections to Hollywood,
Let's make that happen.
let me know because it would be amazing. Think about it.
You know what would be another
Sister Act. Old habits die hard. John McClane, retired, going on a vacation with his wife to the Vatican. Whoopi Goldberg and her crew of sisters are there to perform for the Pope. And ISIS kidnaps the Pope. And it's up to John McClane and Whoopi to save the day. I'm just saying the movie writes itself.
You know what's another good Christmas movie that gets forgotten? The Friday After Next.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good
That
one.
was a good one.
And I'm not even black and I liked it.
Damn it.
I actually liked all the Fridays.
Yeah. What about a Friday and Coming to America crossover?
Well, that'd be
Prince
tough
Akeem.
because
Prince Akeem
one's in
comes-
LA and one's in New York.
Well, Prince Akeem flies over to LA instead of he has a connection somehow that goes to California first.
Interesting. Okay.
That would be fun.
Yes, and then he gets gangster.
Oh.
He gets experiences his first drive-by instead
Jesus.
of whack Arnold's. He's probably figuring out In and Out for the first time.
Oh, instead you mean McDowell's?
In and Out, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, you guys are, you're definitely, expanding your horizons here, coming up with new stuff. So I'll grant you a pass on that. But the question is, greatest, and I'm actually beginning to rethink my pick. As y'all go on, I'm going back to my pick. And while, yes, I still think it's the greatest, I'm liking Gremlins. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I like Gremlins. It's my favorite movie, my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Gremlins had it all, and
Phoebe Cates.
anything with Phoebe Cates makes it a contender for the top movie of all time.
But you didn't
right?
get to see her topless in Gremlins.
It don't matter. We've already saw it in Fast Times.
Those
The fact that we can't see it anymore, but we all think about it whenever we see her or saw her in anything else.
She is what you would say deceptively talented.
Yeah, she is.
Because I didn't think
Yeah.
they were going to be massive, but then you saw in Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
They're
it's like,
glorious.
wow.
Glorious. Absolutely glorious. I'm sorry, she was my number one crush for
What do you
many,
think?
many years.
C or a D? What do you think?
C. Easily C. No, I don't think she
Like a large C, maybe?
medium to large C. But that's okay. You don't need much.
I mean, it looks very impressive for her frame,
I think that's Phoebe calling in. She has
Yes.
a tape.
We're getting a phone call to dial it in. And I guess, Gremlins.
I like
It was on
I
my
like
list
that
first,
pick.
so I'll take
I'm
that.
still gonna go Die Hard, but Gremlins is like 1B.
Yeah. No. What I would say is that don't forget The Ref. All right, that's a pretty good one.
Ref, okay.
The Ref.
Damn, I don't even remember that one.
Look it up. It's pretty good. Huh?
All right, and let's not forget honorable mention. Ernest Saves Christmas. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that.
I think that about does it. I think we probably did like a 2.5 hour show. I don't even know how long this has been.
I think it's actually hour 10. So.
Oh, wow.
Really?
It feels longer.
Holy shit. Well, I think it was because we were having technical difficulties. But, you know what? Let's do one more topic. Just real quick, a sex topic. Now,
I thought we did that with Star Wars.
well, yeah, we kind of did. But no, this is
everything
important.
circles back to
So,
it. Come on,
if your significant other, this is it's for guys who have, females. If your woman has a friend that is that's gay and likes to go into the dressing room with her to see her try on outfits to give his opinion, would you feel comfortable with a man seeing your wife half naked or potentially even seeing her breast, but your wife defends him by saying, but he's gay? Would you be okay with it? Jeb, would you be okay with that?
If he gets a boner, we got a fucking problem. That's all I would say. If he gets a boner, we have a fucking
But
problem.
if he doesn't get a boner, but he's just gay and it's another man looking at your woman's tits.
Well, I've always done in all relationships, there's no such thing as guy friends. And the only guy friend you should have is me. So if you are doing anything with another man, then ixnay. It's to me.
So even if the man's gay,
even though it's not cheating, it's a form of distrust that has been brought into.
But what if the guy's gay though? I mean, and you've met him, and it's like flamboyant, over the moon. I mean, you just know he's gay. Like, there's
fun fact: every man was born female. Just letting you know that. So, in a sense,
Not born.
well, they were created as female. Thank you for the correction. We were female first, just to let you know that. So, with that being said, he is technically likes females in some standpoint, no matter what.
So what you're saying is, even though he's gay, he's going to get some sort of pleasure out of seeing her tits.
Yes.
Okay. Seabass?
The answer, in short, is no. No, no. I don't want any man in the dressing room with my wife. I don't care if they're gay or straight. I don't think that a gay man would want a relationship with my wife, but I do think that gay men like tits. And as a consequence, I don't think that they need to be in the dressing room looking at my wife's nether regions. My opinion.
Yeah.
And I agree 100%. And I've actually witnessed this. I've been at bars before in my single days where, there was, an individual that was a coworker that was gay, that he would go around and joke around with some of the girls and grab on their tits and they'd laugh. And I thought to myself, that's not fair. I can't do that. I get slapped.
Yep.
I'd be Harvey Weinstein if I pulled that
yeah.
shit. But because he's gay, he gets a pass. I think that's bullshit.
And I love all my gay friends.
Yes, I've got gay
all the
family.
guys that
Nothing
love-
against
Yeah, but
gay
don't
people.
touch my woman. That's all that matters.
It's just, I don't need you being in the same room or bed or whatever with my wife.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because that's that gay man. How will you feel if a heterosexual man
Because,
was in front of his man?
well, and there's something else. Think about it this.
True.
It's not only what that gay man might feel or think, it's what your wife might feel or think. Would your wife be okay with you being in a dressing room with a gay woman?
Probably. Oh, fuck no. Come on.
Right?
We know that.
Right? Now the question is, well, who's changing? But if we're getting to the level about who's changing, then we need not have this conversation at all.
Yeah, because what if your lesbian friend goes in there and wants to see you try on these
The curiosity.
jeans?
Exactly.
And she's
Would
going to
you-
give you an idea.
Exactly.
And you're wearing like, some whitey tighties and you got like a bulge there.
Yeah. Would you be
Pants
okay
10.
with this female?
Yeah.
And then listen. I mean, if we're going to go into this, let's take it even a layer. Let's peel the onion back even more.
I'm
What
crying.
if your lesbian friend is a smoke show?
What's the smoke show?
A hot woman,
Well, she's like smoking hot.
just smoking hot.
Ooh, like
so what
Agent-
happens if?
Like that girl that back at work at one time.
Like
AE.
Wonder
There you
Woman.
go.
Yeah.
So what happens if I'm best friends with this lesbian woman who happens to be extremely beautiful, and you, as my wife, know that I would be attracted to her if I were single or whatever?
Yeah. And
Would
if
you
she
be
was
okay
lesbian,
with? Would
yeah.
you be okay with her coming into the dressing room with me?
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
And
You
even
okay
though
with her?
she might, your lesbian friend might think dicks are disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole idea.
It's the look. It's just it's a bad look.
Hey, you could give them a camera and you could watch it happen. You still feel insecure.
It's so that's my take.
Right.
I don't want any man. I don't care what your orientation is. I don't want any man in a damn dressing room with my wife. Flat out.
I agree. Nope. No dispute here. We're all on the same page.
Now, playing devil's advocates here. If you had a gay friend, that's a guy. You know, he's kind of bro. You know, watch sports and stuff, and you just go hang out with him. You end up going to a gay bar.
I've done that.
And how would your wife feel?
My wife was cool with it.
What?
Yeah, she was fine. When I worked for a former company, we flew back to Dallas from New York, and my friend, a gay friend, said, "Hey man, I got the itinerary tonight." And so we hopped in the rental car, and we went to 2 gay bars. The first gay bar, I don't mean to go off on a tangent here, but it's a funny story. The first gay bar was a predominantly Caucasian gay bar.
Oh man, you were like the forbidden fruit.
And so we go into this gay bar, and in this gay bar, there are dudes like on like little mini stages, like go-go bar or something, dancing with no clothes on, right?
Seabass is
they got
doing
like a little thing,
electric jigaloo right here.
and we're walking around, and it was a very surreal experience, but whatever, you know, it was people having a good time, so I don't really care. And what I was struck by was the number of women in that bar. There were women all over the place.
Were they gay too?
Nah, these were straight women.
Whoa.
And so I even talked to one of them. I'm like, hey.
Hopefully,
Well, no, Tom can listen to this because I didn't do anything. I'm like, what are y'all doing here? I know why I'm here, but why are y'all here? And they told me that they go to gay bars because they don't have to worry about getting hit on all the damn time. They can hang out with their friends, have drinks, and just do their thing. You know, it's all good. So,
Makes sense.
So it was cool. Then I went to a predominantly African American gay bar. Ooh. And let me tell you something right now. It was the most eye-opening experience of my life.
Mandingos.
Well, see, now you're getting all racist. No, it was amazing because the societal demographic breakup that you would see in a normal black club is still there in a gay black club.
Are you talking about like Shaft type?
God, you just stay racist, and you're like black. You're amazing. Anyway,
thank you for telling the public that.
Self-loathing black man.
Anyway, here's what I mean by that. You go there, and there are the dudes that are like all G'd up gangster brothers, right? You know, they look like they want to, you know, they look like gangbangers. They're in there. Then you got the frat dudes. There are frat dudes in there stepping in the club, but they're gay. There's dudes in ties, look like they just came in from like the goddamn financial district in there. It was stark. The juxtaposition between these different cliques of people all in this one bar, all gay.
So they were not united as gays. They had gay cliques.
Gay cliques that
so
are
you
all
had
one
people
bar.
from Moonlight, and you had people that kind of like in Animal House types in there.
Well, a black frat is entirely different than Animal House. I'll tell you that right now. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that there were people where you would never associate the gay lifestyle with, but they were all there. And what I thought was amazing was that I was not getting hit on. Really? And it made me sad. I'll tell you why. Because I thought to myself, they don't know that I'm not gay.
You're hoping it was like that episode in Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they opened up the gay bar and one of the cast members was getting nothing but free drinks from gay men.
It wasn't that I wanted
all the time.
It wasn't that I wanted drinks. It was just that, God, am I ugly? What? And so my gay friend at the time told me,
heteros streaking all over down your face.
That's what he said. He said, dude, you might as well be wearing a neon sign on your head that says you're straight. There's no way you could be gay. And everyone in here that has looked at you knows that you are straight. So.
Well, there you have it. So, that being said, if you listen to the show, we do appreciate the support. We do have full-time jobs, but this is just something we do, for the hell of it. Us guys getting together to bullshit. So hopefully you enjoyed some of the content today. As always, this is Going Streaking, the only show where we talk about sports, politics, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm El Guapo. You got Jed.
And our good old friend, Seabass.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everyone stayed safe this Black Friday. And remember, you tell the guys peace and the girls peace ass.